Alright then, I'm gonna switch on over. Hello. Hello, Owl Talks. Hi. So, um, I originally had something planned. Unfortunately, those plans are not going to come to fruition or whatever. So, I'm flipping the script. I'm going to be playing something today. It's called Choice of Life, Middle Ages. Choice of Life Middle Ages was a game that came out in the year 2020. It's a card game in a medieval setting where you make decisions on which not only your life will depend, but also the future of the kingdom. Let's see. You find yourself in a wondrous medieval kingdom, and as you know, it will not be easy to survive there. Therefore, you have to make wise and sometimes not so choices that will determine your fate. Become a robber or an honest trader. Beg for money or learn a craft. Take the side of superstitious peasants or protect the innocent witch. And these are only a small part of the decisions you must make on your way from a simple peasant to a nobleman. A- Are you ready to set off on a dangerous adventure and discover the secrets of the kingdom? Maybe. We'll see. All right. Well, here goes nothing. Is it captured? Let me find out. Yeah, it's captured, I think. Good. Just double checking. Okay. I'm gonna check something else. Hmm, let's see. Oh, interesting. There's other games in the series. There's a sequel and something called Choice of Life Wild Islands. Neat. Okay. Settings are fine. Credits. All right. Let's start from the beginning, I guess. Once in a distant kingdom, an elderly peasant woman worked in the field. She digs in the ground until she finds a vial decorated with letters. The vial bewitches her with its beauty. The peasant woman admires it, twisting it in her hands and accidentally breaking it open. Soon you are born. Let's see. You were born into a peasant family in the Middle Ages. You have 11 brothers and sisters. How will you get others to pay attention to you? Lie there silently or cry in the cradle? Hmm, I guess I'll lie there silently. You lay so still that your mother does not notice you and covers you with hay. Wow. This year turned out bad for the harvest. Children get very little food. Eat only your portion. Fight with brother for food. I'll eat only my portion, I guess. You don't have enough food to grow. This year turned out bad for this harvest. Okay, children get very little food. You awake at night from a rustling noise outside your window. Suddenly, a wrinkled hand reaches through and begins to touch the bed. Pray and tremble in the corner or hide away. Let's hide away. A hand grabs your brother and abruptly disappears, retreating out of the window. You have grown a little. You are now big enough to work. Your parents send you to help out in the field with the other kids. Work or lays? Let's go to work. You work with such diligence and dedication that you break the plow. Father is furious and beats you with such zeal that you lose consciousness. Wow. A voice, a living soul, for the first time in so many years. Who is it? Where I am. Where I am. We're in limbo. It's somewhere between heaven and hell. You know, I can bring you back to life, but only if you'll agree to help me. Bring me to life. Okay, but then you must help me too. My body is in the king's treasury. Help me find it when you come back to life. Agree. The spirit guides you into the light. You were born into a peasant family in the Middle Ages. You're lucky to have survived, but for how long? After all, you have 11 brothers and sisters. That's a lot of mouths to feed. You either slide there silently or crawl. I'm gonna crawl. You crawl behind the stove and touch the pipe with your hand. Now it is decorated with an inverted 8 burn. You are a curious child. You want to crawl around the house and bite everything, but it is dangerous. People do not pay attention to you and do not look under their feet. Crawl or sit in the corner. Let's crawl some more. Skill learned, evasion. You deftly dodge feet and falling objects. As they say, fast footwork is the key to success in life. You are thinking about your future. It's time to learn a new skill. Learn to walk or learn to speak. I'm gonna learn to speak. You babble in the middle of the night, scaring your superstitious parents. You hear your father say an indecent word. Repeat after him or create your own word. Let's create our own word. Your parents didn't understand your words, but they recognize your talent. You have grown a little and can now play with the kids on the street. I could either play hide and seek or play tag. Let's play tag. You run the best. You have never been touched. Father caught you and sent you to work in the field, but you are too lazy to plow. I get to pull on the horse's tail or drive the plow. Let's drive the plow. You've plowed all day. You don't like the thought of having to work like this your whole life. While working in the field, you bump into a teenager hiding in the bushes. You either call the adults or find out who it is. Let's call the adults. The peasants recognize the teenager as a local thief. He will be taken to the city for trial. Your lazy cows walked into the earl's field. Let it wander, or scare the cow with a stick to get it to go back home. Let's scare the cow. The cows obey reluctantly in return, crushing you at the same time, but at least you didn't disturb the Earl. The Earl has called your father on a march. He will be gone for several years. Without him, the house falls into disrepair. You have no way to pay the rent. Go wherever your eyes look or stroll through the village. Let's stroll through the village. You do nothing and nothing happens. Amazing. Walking through the forest, you notice a peasant. He appears to be hunting. Inform the guard or hunt with him. Inform the guard. The peasant is punished. Now he knows not to hunt in the Earl's lands. You reach an old inn. It's dirty inside. The innkeeper looks at you questioningly from the dimly lit room. Order a stew or ask about a job. Let's ask for a job. The innkeeper calls for him. You have an interview. The innkeeper points at the huge, dirty cauldron in the middle of the kitchen. It needs to be cleaned. Scrub the cauldron diligently or pour water into it and pray. Scrub. You tear your hands bloody. It's good you don't get infected. The cauldron is still dirty. Scrape the cauldron or ask for another job. Let's scrape the cauldron. The dirt begins to recede. The innkeeper likes clean cauldron and takes you to work. Many visitors gather in the inn. Suddenly, you hear someone calling out and turn to see a mysterious stranger beckoning you. You are sure you've never met them before. One moment. Let's see. I can either come up or pretend you didn't notice anything. Let's pretend we didn't notice anything. You ignore the stranger and try to stay out of sight for the rest of the evening. The next day, the innkeeper decides it is not profitable for him to keep you. You are out of work. You express your dissatisfaction or quietly leave. Let's express our dissatisfaction, maybe. You quarrel with the innkeeper and it turns into a fight. Ultimately, he is a lot stronger. Well, try again. Alright. Crawl. Crawl. Learn to speak. Create your own word. Let's play tag. We'll drive the plow. We'll call the adults. Let's let it wander. The Earl imposes a heavy fine on your. The Earl imposes a heavy fine on your family. Your father is almost bankrupt. Wow. Go wherever your eyes look. Eyes look toward the inn. A knight in shining armor passes through the village. As he passes you, he pushes you into the dirt. Call the knight a bastard, or pull the knight by the straps on his armor. Let's call him a bastard. Not enough for you? The knight hits you with an iron fist. I'll order a stew. The stew includes bones and hay. Tipping is out of the question. The innkeeper demands money. Pay the bill or run away. Pay the bill. It seems that you have no money. The innkeeper grows angry and beats you with a club. You return home from the forest. Suddenly, two people appear in front of you. Find out what these gentlemen are doing at such a late hour, or run as fast as you can. I'll run. Turning back to escape, you find two more people. You can't run. Let's see. The scarred man pulls out a dagger and points it at you. Your money or your life, he demands. Get everything out of pockets or pretend to be crazy. Let's get everything out of the pockets. You empty your pockets. Of course, there is nothing of value. What were these bandits counting on? Guard man. Goddamn poverty-stricken peasant. Throw him in the ditch. You either stand up or you stay. Let's stay. You realize you can't get up and spend the night in the ditch. You're lucky. Bandits don't usually stand on ceremony like that. Did you see it all? Or what should I do? What should I do? Get to town first. Walking through the forest, you see a wounded peasant. Come and help or pass by? I'll pass by. You walked by, purposely ignoring it. You are desperate, hungry, and you have no money. Beg for money or wander through the village. Let's wander to the village. Your stomach rumbles for the whole village. You walk through the forest. You notice a peasant. He appears to be hunting. Inform the guard. The peasant is punished. Now he knows not to hunt in the Earl's lands. You go into the forest to find some food. Eat the roots or eat the berries. You eat ripe cowberries. While wandering through the forest, you stumbled upon a mound of dirt. You decide to dig it up with your hands and find a bag of coins. To the inn or help the family? Let's help the family. You pay the Earl in gold instead of servage. Now your family can breathe easily for a while. You see a piece of rope lying by the river. You can either pick up the rope or tie the rope to a tree. We'll pick up the rope. Later, upon arriving at the tavern, you trade rope for food. You dine well that evening. Do you remember our agreement? How do I get to the treasury, or yes? I'll say yes. Then you must go to the town. You go into the blacksmith's house. He will agree to take you on if you can pass his test. Choose theory or choose practice. Let's choose practice. The blacksmith leads you to the warehouse. The blacksmith's tag is to drag all the blanks. Grab one by one, carry one by one. You got the job done, but it took all day. The blacksmith asks you to inflate the furs. Push slowly. You decide not to rush and press slowly. Because of this, the bugle goes out and you receive a blow. The blacksmith asks for a cross-peen hammer. Is this the right one? Fine. The blacksmith accepts you as an apprentice. It turns out that the other candidates were no good at all. Let's check the map. Nice. Let's return. Let's go to the next chapter. You have worked for a blacksmith for a year and have learned a lot during this time. Let's take a serious order. You ask the blacksmith to give you serious work. The knights ordered a bastard sword. The blacksmith entrusts this order to you. Prepare or take the hammer. We'll prepare. You have asked the blacksmith many questions about forging technology, but all you can seem to recall is it needs a uniform cross-section and a sharp hardening. So you have warmed up the iron blank. How will you shape the blade? Forge along the length or tap only on the edges? Let's forge along the length. Steady blade. You receive a uniform blade. It's time to harden the blade in water. Do you know how to do it? Lower it a little bit. Oh no. What's this? Item received. Low quality sword. You slowly lower the blade into the water. It crackles the water, hissing with steam. This is the work of a master. Oh no, I made a low quality sword. You wrap your masterpiece in fabric and are ready to complete your order. Tell the blacksmith that you ruined the order. Or tell the blacksmith the order is ready. The blacksmith praises you for your honesty. Although the sword has to be reforged and you are left without the payment. Alright, so I no longer have a low quality sword. The forge business is going well. You receive orders for weapons, armor, horseshoes, and tools. You have hired an accountant. Get access to be allowed into town or work on... Let's work on... You work with even more enthusiasm. The peasants gather in the center of the village. The herald announces the coming war. Grumble or ignore? I don't think we could ignore that. Let's grumble. You waste a day by grumbling until nightfall. You don't get anything done. Damn. While you are in the village, you see smoke rising into the air. When you get back, you see the smithy is on fire. People are gathering around, but the blacksmith is nowhere to be seen. It seems the blacksmith is still inside. We're gonna run inside. You run inside and rescue the sleeping blacksmith, though you receive significant burns. A messenger arrives from the king with an order to arm the royal army. Agree. You gladly agree. You receive a list of weapons. It contains over 100 different kinds of swords. Work day and night, distribute responsibilities. You assign responsibilities to the blacksmith and systematically set to work. You haven't even completed a quarter of the order, and the deadline is coming up quickly. We'll either hire more people or we'll handle it ourselves. You've hired several auxiliary workers and the output triples. The king's messenger takes the order. You either ask for a reward or ask for a pass. Let's ask for a pass. Instead of paying, the messenger gives you a pass to the city. You should have seen the blacksmith's face, who worked several weeks non-stop. Uh-oh. The next day, you go to the city gates, show the pass. The guard silently looks at the piece of paper and gives you a pass. It's that simple. You walk through the high arc of the city gate. You are a citizen now. Okay. Next chapter. You find yourself in the middle of the shopping area. Citizens scurry back and forth, and merchants bet each other on who will get the most customers. Look around in the thick of things. Let's look around. You've never seen so many people before. You decide to make up a word to describe a scene like this. Pandemonium. A patrol of drunk guards stop you. They demand you give them money so that you won't have any problems. How do I get to the king or make an indecent gesture? How do I get to the king? The guards laugh for a long time, spraying their saliva all over you. You choose to leave. A strange-looking dog runs up to you and bites your leg. Fight back, good doggy. Good doggy. You pretend that you are not in pain and free your skinned leg from the dog. Night is coming. You need to look for a place to sleep. Search for a place to stay the night or stay outside. I'll search for a place to stay the night. You are looking for a place to stay the night, but all the inns are closed. Soon it gets completely dark. Walking along a deserted street, you hear a squeaky voice from a dark corner. Take a closer look. Call out from afar. One moment, everybody. I'm just gonna check a little something. Okay. That's fine. Alright. Walking along a deserted street, you hear a squeaky voice from a dark corner. Take a closer look or call out from afar. Let's call out from afar. You scream all down the street, a stone flies at you from above. It doesn't seem right to you. There is a rat in the corner and it speaks. Looking for a place to sleep, traveler? Follow me. Are you talking or where do we go? Are you talking? Yes, you are attentive, my friend. You follow the weird rat. Soon you find yourself at a boarded up house. There is an inscription on the door, but you can't read. Where are we? The house was abandoned during the plague, but it's already safe. Don't be afraid. You find yourself in this sparsely furnished house. There is only an armful of straw on the floor and a couple of benches inside. Let's talk to the rat. You ask the rat, but it is aloof. Soon you fall into a restless sleep. You have entered the city. That is worthy of praise. Only getting to the castle remains. There, you will find my body and fulfill the agreement. Got it? Earn respect in the city and you will find yourself in the castle. The next day, the talking rat asks for help. Listen to the rat. You agree to help. I want to become a human again. The alchemist must have a potion that will restore my former appearance. All clear. You put the rat in your pocket and go to the alchemist. You arrive at the alchemist's house. Will knock. You knock on the door and almost immediately a grumpy old man opens the door to you. Okay. You ask about the polymorph potion, to which the alchemist replies that he does not sell potions. I have something, or wait. I have something. You dig in your pockets, but they are empty. The alchemist slams the door in front of you. You wait behind the bushes. Soon the alchemist leaves. He has a shovel with him. Enter through the door or climb through the window. Let's enter through the door. The door is locked. What else did you expect? Only the window remains. You enter the alchemist's house. In front of you is a table of regions, and above it is a shelf with your various potions. We will talk to, well, we could take the blue potion or take the black potion. You give a potion to a rat, and after a minute, he turns into a donkey. It's not that. Look for more. Let's take the green potion or the yellow potion. Let's take the green potion. You open a green bottle and nearly suffocate. You have to close it and put it back in place. Is there anything else? Let's try the transparent potion. You pour a potion on a rat and he bursts into tears. You hide this potion for yourself. Onion extract. On the top shelf, you spot another bottle, but you hear footsteps outside the door. Drink the potion. One moment, everybody. Hello, Mom. That's fine. Okay. Okay, but is it the same brand that is it the same brand I showed you? It says PvP on it. It's gotta be that exact same brand. I linked it to you. You can try it. Yeah, right. Yeah, it has to be that exact brand. If you show it to like a clerk or something. Controllers costing $200 to use. I'm going to because yeah, the one because it's just okay, everybody. I return. All right. On the top shelf, you spot another bottle, but you hear footsteps outside the door. Let's drink the potion. You shrink down to a beetle size and crawl under the door. Soon your appearance returned. You manage to escape, but you never see the rat again. Let's go to the city center. You go to look at an unexpected part of the city. You meet idle, wandering musicians. Give some coins or celebrate. Let's celebrate. You have fun with the musicians for the rest of the day. The theater owner notices you. He notes your charisma and good posture and invites you to participate in the performance. Agree or refuse? Um, hmm. Let's, let's refuse for now. You are thinking of refusing when the owner mentions that the king himself often attends the performances. You are cast as one of the main characters. Choose to be the hero or choose to be the villain? Let's choose to be the villain. You're going to play a demon. Today is rehearsal day. Walk or go. Let's go. You learn that your main job is to growl and scare the audience. Today is the day of the premiere. The king himself is coming to the show. Drink for courage or prepare a suit. Now you are devilishly handsome. You stand behind the scenes while the hero makes a speech. Make noise or jump on stage. We'll jump on stage. You jump onto the stage ahead of time, and then are promptly pulled off the stage and brought to the back. It's time for the villain to appear. Act according to the script or use your imagination. Let's act with the script. You enter the stage as planned, the audience yawns. You forgot your lines. I can be silent or tell a joke. You make up a joke about the king and the high rent. The common people like it, but the king doesn't. The show ends, the audience applauds, and all the actors take to the stage. Bow down or dance. Let us dance. You do a ridiculous dance and nearly fall off the stage. Alright. After the show, a messenger for the king approaches you. The king wishes to appoint you as his court jester. You are now the court jester. Moreover, you have your own little corner in the castle. I get to relax or walk around the castle. Let's walk around the castle, or relax. You lay down the hay in your corner. Great, with your talent for entertaining people, you got into the castle. This is worthy of respect. Thanks. You nod affirmatively in your sleep. Now you must help me. I feel that my body is very close. Wait until the castle's almost empty. Then it'll be easy to get into the treasury. Got it. You mutter something in your sleep. When the chef wakes you. The harvest festival is coming soon. What does Joker do, I wonder? Today is the Harvest Festival. The city council, prominent traders, and artisans are invited to the castle. Everyone needs to be entertained. Oh. Oh, these are like achievements. Alright. Let's, meet the guests. You jump from the corner and frighten the guests. One woman passes out. The celebration is in full swing. The chefs from the kitchen serve delicious dishes, and the wine flows like water. I could tell a story or drink. Let's tell a story. You tell a story about two bandits who could not share a coin. The guests like it. It's time to dance. Have another drink or dance. I'll dance. You dance to the table until you fall to the floor and hurt your back. Drunken guests demand history. You need to come up with something. About people with dog heads or about the Black Knight. Let's talk about furries. In a distant, distant country live people, not simple ones, but with heads like dogs. The crowd listens to you attentively and demands you continue. Their life plague. They walked on their hands, ate the earth, and lived in the treetops. Listeners wait for the end of the story. Bad end or happy end? Happy end. They live in their distant, distant country to this day. Where exactly, no one knows. It's getting light already. Half of the guests have gone home, and the other half has fallen asleep under their tables. It's time to rest. You go to your corner and sleep for a whole day. You go hunting with the royal retinue. Hunt away from the rest Hunt with everyone. Hunt with everyone. It is difficult to hunt where there are a crowd of people around. You return without loot. The feast is scheduled again today. Make jokes or walk. You practice stand-up material in front of the mirror. The main themes are the Merry Prince and the Old King. Many guests gather this evening. Even the king's chief centurion has arrived. He needs to be entertained. Prepare jokes or take a closer look. The centurion's face is streaked with scars. This is an extremely stern man. The centurion is getting angry. He expects you to cheer him up. A story about war or a story about magic. Let's talk about magic. You create a story about magic and dragons. The centurion yawns lazily. The centurion waits for the continuation. A story about two knights or a tale about the lady. The narrator. You tell the story of the love of a knight and a beautiful lady. The centurion breaks into a smile. The minstrels sing louder. The chefs bring in new snacks. The king himself comes to the feast. I can make fun of the king or dance. Let's dance. You drink wine and dance. You have a good time. It seems the king is not interested in drinking and dancing. Instead, he wants to play these. Instead he wants to play chess. Let's play. You sit down to play. The hour passes quickly and it's time for the end game. Move king or move queen? Let's move the king. You confidently move the king. The king moves his king. We'll move the queen. You move the queen. The king pushes a pawn forward. Let's move the queen to the upper left corner. You lose your queen. The game ends in a stalemate. The nobles notice your excitement and invite you to play cards for drinking. I'll refuse. You decline politely and dance for the rest of the evening. A ship arrives in the city from distant countries. The captain brings exotic treats to the castle. Taste a banana or taste an orange? Well, orange isn't my native fruit from where I'm from, but I like bananas more. Tastes like soap, but overall you enjoy it. The king announces a military campaign against the southern kingdoms. Gathering most of the warriors, he sets out at dawn. The castle is almost empty. Rest or go? I will rest. What? A rest? This is your chance to fulfill your part of the agreement. Help me. You make your way into a secluded part of the castle armed with a torch. You've heard that on the left is a passage to the royal chambers, and on the right is an unknown tunnel. To the royal chambers. The guard blocks the way. No entry here. Let's, into the tunnel. You decide to try your luck in the tunnel. A fork lies ahead. Go straight. Your hunch was correct. Hello, Deus. Today I felt like doing this game. No rhyme or reason. I was planning on something else today, but it just wasn't in the cards. I don't trust my controller at the moment. It's got a stuck A button, so I'm gonna try to either repair it or order a new one. I've had this controller for a good while, and I don't really feel like reconfiguring my keys for anything. So I'm just going to do point and click for the time being. A fork lies ahead. You go straight. Your hunch was correct. A fork lies ahead, left or right. Whenever I'm given this choice, I usually go left. I don't know why, I just do. You soon find the slightly open door. You are in the king's wine cellar. There is a small door behind one of the barrels. I can either inspect the door or drink wine. I'm going to inspect the door. The door is half a man's height and barely visible. You climb into a small straight tunnel. Crawl forward. You crawl on all fours to another door. Fortunately, it was open. You are in the king's chamber. Everything around is decorated with expensive fabrics, gold, and paintings. You wish you could live like this. Inspect the walls or inspect the floor. Let's inspect the floor. The stone floor is solid under the carpet and skins. There are no passages here. Inspect the walls. Behind one of the paintings, you feel a vertical slit from which cold air blows through. You push the wall and it gives way, opening a passage to the tunnel. Forward. Pulling the torch forward, you head inward. You head down the spiral tunnel. Half an hour has passed already, but the stairs still don't end. You go down another half hour. You bear heavy breathing coming from above. Raise the torch. You see a big stone face. Who are you? I'm an ordinary man, or I am the king. I'm not going to lie. I'll just say I'm an ordinary man. You tell the truth. An ordinary man has to solve 3 riddles to get through. Listen carefully. Salad. Yeah, it's a choose your own adventure thing. That's what this game basically is. A card game on a medieval setting where you make decisions on which not only your life will depend, but also the future of the kingdom. You find yourself in the wonderful medieval kingdom, and as you know, it will not be easy to survive there. Therefore, you have to make wise and sometimes not so choices that will determine your fate. Become a robber or an honest trader, beg for money or learn a craft, take the side of superstitious peasants or protect the innocent witch. And these are only a small part of the decisions you must make on your way through from a simple peasant to a nobleman. Are you ready to set off on a dangerous adventure and discover the secrets of the kingdom? There's also 3 other games in the series too. Oh, left, right, salad fork. Okay. You agree. What else to do? I have a vessel, round like a pear, wet in the middle, and it often happens that water flows from there. Jug. Fine dust flies out of the stone face's eyes. You cough and blush. I'm soft like a wool, like a bog. If you swell me up, I'm like a frog. In water I grow, sponge. Right, I am the sun's sister. Although made for the night, the fire makes my tears fall. Candle. Cool. I am. Oh, nice. I got an achievement. Treasure hunter. Come. So now I am inside the treasury. Next chapter. You are in the center of a small circular room. Chests of gold and jewels are scattered everywhere. In the center of the room is an altar with a vial. I can go to the center or look around. Let me see. Let's look around. Racks with precious weapons and armor are placed around the edges of the room. Break the vial, return my body, and your debt will be fulfilled. Let's break the vial. You smash the vial on the stone floor. A purple fog begins to thicken over the fragments. At the same moment, some matter of the same color escapes from your chest and merges with the vial's contents, whirling like a whirlwind. Watch. The whirlwind begins to take shape of a man, when suddenly wings and horns appear on the figure. How nice it is to have my body again. Thank you for complete happiness. There is just a little bit left to regain my power, dress up, and destroy the kingdom. Are you with me, mortal? You are a demon. What? No. You're a demon. And you are mortal. So what? All your decisions led you here. You must have to obey. You just have to obey and walk with me to the end. Yes, my lord, or no, I have a choice. I have a choice. Choice is only an illusion. All paths are predetermined. The king breaks into the treasury. Kill the king or don't touch. Satan? Yeah, sure. It's Satan. Alright. I'm going to not touch. The demon grabs a sword from the rack and impales the king. I'll have to do everything myself. You help me get my body back. As a reward, you will live a few hours, but don't try to stand in my way. Chase the demon or to the king? Um, I think chasing the demon might be a bad idea. Maybe. We'll see. Nah, let me go to the king. I didn't have time. These are his last words. Soon the guards rush into the treasury. Aw, man, the guards tried to arrest you. I can either surrender or resist. I'll resist. You resist arrest, so they beat you to a pulp. You get caught and thrown into jail. I could think about life or check the grades. I'm gonna think about life. You think about your choices and where they led you. The prince visits your cell and demands that you tell him how it all happened. I'll tell him. You tell your story from birth to this moment. Enough! Do you really think that I will believe in these fairy tales? It's time for your execution. Embrace fate. You are taken to the gallows outside the city. You're led through the city. You see the scriptorium ablaze and hear screams. A bloody moon rises over your head. I can listen to the guards or what happened in the city. Uh, Listen to guards. Have you heard? Everyone is saying that the prophecy has come true. Judgment night has come. You've been led to the gallows. The executioner throws a noose around your neck, and the prince watches. It looks like your adventure is over. I can have the last word or be silent. I'll have the last word. You're going to say something. You decide to speak the last word. I could cry or scold the prince. I'll scold him. You vilify the prince until the executioner hits you with the blunt side of the axe. The hatch under your feet opens, but instead of falling, you feel yourself flying forward, and the noose comes off from around your neck. I turn around. The guards draw their swords and turn their attention to the forest. A glow appears among the trees. The forest witch is your savior? The demon killed the king. The prisoner was only a tool in his hands. Now the demon is the main threat to your kingdom. I can either watch or run away. Let's watch. You narrowly escape death and watch with fascination. The prince calls an urgent council. He calls you, the forest witch, and the last remaining commanders of the garrison together. He asks you to tell your story again. You tell them how you heard a voice in your head that tricked you into the king's treasury. Everything fits. This is the demon from the prophecy. Somehow, years ago, his mind settled in you, and now he has his body back. All he needs to complete his final form is his power. Either the demon needs to be killed or what to do. Until the demon gains power, we have a chance to deal with him. Everything says that the truth is on your side, and you are free. But I ask you to help find the demon and put an end to all of this. Agree. Your clothes are returned and you are given a sword. With the prince and the witch, you search the city far and wide. Now there's only one more place to check, the boarded up plague house. The witch performs a magical check inside the house. Soon a secret passage opens in the floor. An ambush of imps awaits for you. In the heat of battle, you notice that the prince has been surrounded. His death is imminent. I can either kill the prince or save the prince. And hello there, Retro Lionheart. Welcome to the stream. Let me add your name to the list. Nice. Alright. I am going to save the prince. You save the prince from certain death. His attitude toward you has improved. The fight continues as you cut down the imps. Eventually, they flee, knowing they cannot win. You do not find the demon here. I can either search the den or talk to the prince. Let's talk to the prince. You discuss the next step. You saved me and proved your loyalty. Now is a difficult time and I need commanders like you. I will leave a detachment of warriors under your command. I can have archers or swordsmen. Let's get some archers. Archery banner. You take command of a squad of archers. You hear a voice from the alley. Looking closer, you are surprised to see your mother. I could come or attack my own mother. What if that's not really my mom? Let's come. Yep, a shaggy monster grabs you and drinks your blood. You can still change the kingdom's fate. For the first time, I was reborn 10 times. Wow. Okay, so let's do everything all over again. Let's see. You are a demon. I have a choice. Choice is only an illusion. I am not going to kill the king. Do I chase the demon here? No, I want to go back to do my... Yeah, I want to do my original choices. I want to see how this all plays out. I'll surrender this time. Indeed, escape seems unlikely. Caught and thrown into jail. I'll think about life. What happens if I be silent? If you remain silent, you will be immediately executed for killing the king. Dang. Okay, I'll tell him. You tell your story from birth to the moment. Embrace fate. Take it to the gallows. Listen to the guards. I'll be silent. You choose to accept fate in silence. I turn around. Okay. I will watch. Tell, yes, what to do. I will agree. Got the sword inside. We'll save the prince. We'll talk to the prince. Get the archers. A flock of winged imps noticed you and dive. We'll fight back. Well-aimed archers beat off the attack of imps. Great tactics. The messenger reports the village has been captured by a horde of imps. Discuss the plan or to the village? To the village. You recruit a squad for the hike. The sentinels burst into the room and tell everyone to look at the horizon. Look. A pinkish pillar of light bursts from the depths of the forest. The forest which calls you. The demon has gained full strength. Soon the kingdom will fall. Let's watch. The prince orders the guards to close the gates and prepare for the city's siege. The prince calls a council. We will fight. What should we do? You stare inquiringly at the witch. What now? There is only one way to deal with the demon. Just like it happened 1,000 years ago. Slay the demon with Excalibur and imprison his essence in 3 vials. Listen. The forest witch continues the story. Okay, the Excalibur was buried with the first king. According to legend, his tomb is at the base of the city, and only an alchemist can have vials made of pure crystal. We could search for Excalibur or search for 3 vials. Search for Excalibur. Armed with torches, you descend into the sewers of the city. The entrance to the tomb is somewhere down here, left. You stumble upon a crowd of imps. Longbows prove to be ineffective in narrow catacombs. The fight is tough. Let's go right. You're in a bunk room. Succubus opens fire on you from above, but the archers quickly shoot them. You see the wall with exquisite frescoes depicting the battle of good and evil. On the side there is an inscription. FDGN, SPG, DFFR, and 6 buttons. FO or GU? Let's go FO. You press the stone button. The button Press the inscription changes. Open the door? What's next? You press the stone button. The button remains pressed, the inscription changes. ST? Some kind of mechanism clicks. Dust falls from the ceiling, and the wall walks away with a crash. In front of you is a room with a dark figure in the center. Raise the torch, run, raise. It is the statue of the first king. The statue's hand grips a magnificent sword. There is no doubt that this is Excalibur. You carefully take the sword, and having paid homage to the king, leave the tomb, return. Title received, Treasure Hunter. You meet no danger on the way back. You hear a voice from the alley. Looking closer, you are surprised to see your mother. Attack. You do not believe it and order your men to attack the creature. It turns out to be an evil doppelganger. The prince calls a final council. You collect everything for the demon's imprisonment ritual. Now you must come up with a plan. Cut the demon or prepare the vials. We will cut the demon. How can I be a worthy king if I don't do it myself? A horde of imps breaks through the main gate and takes you by surprise. It's necessary to organize the defense before the main forces arrive. Locate on the square or locate on the roof. To the roof. The archers are in the best position to fire on the imps. The guards arrive and rush to battle with the imps. You still do not see the demon. To battle or wait? We wait. You wait for the right moment. The demon appears among the endless crowd of imps. It has grown to a height of 3 meters and scatters the guards easily, with just a swipe of its hand. The prince swings Excalibur and rushes into the battle. Forward! You see how the prince stuns the demon, and at that moment you scatter the 3 vials around. The witch casts a spell in the ancient language, stunning the imps and stopping them. The demon's body begins to disintegrate, turning to dust. Close the vials. You seal the filled vials one by one. Closing the last one, you fall, exhausted. You wake up in the castle, in the guest room. A week has passed. Since the night battle with the demon, the prince's coronation will be held today. I can go to the coronation, or I can go to the next room. Let's go to the coronation. You go to the throne room. All the nobles and peasants alike gathered to watch the coronation. You and the force which stood in the front row, watching the ceremony. Suddenly the prince beckoned to you, calling you over to him. The prince called on you to thank you for your heroic deeds in front of the entire kingdom. The townspeople kneel before you. You are now known as a hero. Nice. I'm a hero. These are the people that made the game. Cool. So if I want to, I guess I can replay it all over again and maybe get a different ending, do some different choices. I could probably do that. Well, if that wasn't a demon, was it actually your mom? Well, we'd probably not call you a hero. So yeah, Grotto. I checked to see if that was my mom, and well, I did die last time. Well, hello, Grotto. Was nice to watch you stream again. So, yeah, that was fun. I wonder if I should play this again. Yeah, anytime, man. Thank Chuckman for the raid. Yeah. Okay, so what were to happen if I were to click here? So if I click on Blacksmith and go to begin. Oh, okay, that's cool. I can go back to like a certain path and I can just start from there. And there's another path I can go. So let's see. From beginning to peasant, I was a blacksmith, then a citizen, then I became a court jester. There's four other paths I haven't done. Just makes me think of that game where you die 100 times. Yeah, I had quite a few deaths. You know what? Let's do another playthrough. Let's do something different. Let's flip the script. Let's start from the very beginning. Once in a distant, distant kingdom, an elderly, pleasant woman worked in the field. Continue. She digs in the ground until she finds a vial decorated with letters. The vial bewitches her with its beauty. The peasant woman admires it, twisting it in her hands and accidentally breaking it open. Continue. Soon you are born. You were born into a peasant family in the Middle Ages. You have 11 brothers and sisters. Now, will you get others to pay attention to you? How will you get others to pay attention to you? We will cry in the cradle. Your mother takes you in her arms and breastfeeds you. This year turned out bad for the harvest. Children get very little food. Eat only your portion or fight with your brother for the food. Your brother gives you a serious thrashing. You awake at night from a rustling noise. Outside your window, suddenly a wrinkled hand reaches through and begins to touch the bed. Pray and tremble in the corner or hide away. Let's pray and tremble. You peer into the darkness and realize that it was just a shadow from the tree. You have grown a little. You are now big enough to work. Your parents send you to help out in the field with the other kids. Work or laze? Last time I tried working, I hurt myself. Let's laze. When everyone leaves for work, you visit the fair in the village. The fair is very lively. On the left, you watch someone climb a pillar with your bare hands. On the right, you see a crowd of peasants. They look like they're waiting for something. I could climb the pole or stand in the crowd. Let's climb the pole. Almost at the very top, you slip, falling and breaking your neck. Awesome. A living soul for the first time in so many years. Who is it or where am I? Where I am. Who is it? I am a lost spirit. I've been here for a long time. You know I can bring you back to life, but only if you'll agree to help me. Bring me to life for help? Help? I want to live too, but I can't go back without my body. My body's in the king's treasury. Help me find it when you come back to life. Agree. The spirit guides you into the light. You were born into a peasant family in the Middle Ages. You are lucky to have survived, but for how long? After all, you have 11 brothers and sisters. That's a lot of mouths to feed. I could lie there silently or crawl. Bring me to life, TM. Let's lie there silently. Your mother takes you to breastfeed. An inverted figure, 8 birthmark, catches her attention. You are a curious child. You want to crawl around the house and bite everything, but it is dangerous. People do not pay attention to you and do not look under their feet. Sit in the corner. You sit in the corner and do nothing. You do not learn anything new. Let's see. You are thinking about your future. It's time to learn a new skill. I could either learn to speak or learn to walk. An inverted figure 8 is just a figure 8. I'm going to learn to walk. Congratulations, now you can die in a bunch of new ways. You meet a stray dog while walking near your house. Don't move or come closer. Come closer. Close up, it becomes clear that this is a dirty child on all fours. You now have a friend. You and your friend arrange an impromptu knight's tournament. Which weapon will you choose? Bow and arrows and sword? Um, sword. The friend did not come to the battle. Considering this, your wooden sword really seems intimidating. You have grown a little and can now play with the kids on the street. Let's play hide and seek this time. You hid so well that nobody could find you. You were found only a few days later in a dying state. Father caught you and sent you to work in the field, but you're too lazy to plow. Let's try pulling on the horse's tail. Awesome. Birdman. The horse kicks the offender square in the stomach. You sprawl out in the hay, recovering from the blow. Sleep or count the stalks of wheat. Let's count. You appear to have discovered some kind of mathematical law, but unfortunately, you have nowhere to write it down. Your lazy cows walked into the Earl's field. Last time I scared the cows, I got hurt. We'll let it wander. The Earl imposes a heavy fine on your family. Your father is almost bankrupt. The Earl has called your father on a march. He will be gone for several years. Without him, the house falls into disrepair. You have no way to pay the rent. Stroll to the village. You do nothing and nothing happens. Amazing. Let's tie the rope to the tree this time. You tie the rope around the stick, keeping the stick horizontal. Then you tie the other end of the rope to a sturdy tree branch. You hold the stick in both hands and swing from the tree. It is a lot of fun. The whole village uses your dodgy invention. You reach an old inn. It's dirty inside. The innkeeper looks at you questioningly from the dimly lit room. I can order a stew or ask about a job. The innkeeper calls for him. You have an interview. Let's pour water into it and pray. The innkeeper points at the huge dirty cauldron in the middle of the kitchen. You fill the cauldron with water, but for what? The cauldron's still dirty. Ask for another job. You return to the innkeeper. The innkeeper asks you to work out how much grubs you need to buy so that there is enough for everyone and nothing spoils. Let's go count. You multiply the average number of visitors by the average portion and number of days. The innkeeper buys as much food as needed. Many visitors gather in the inn. Suddenly, you hear someone calling out and return to see a mysterious stranger beckoning you. You are sure you've never met them before. I ignored them last time. You go to the table where the stranger sits. A hood partially covers his face. He asks you to sit with him. So, buddy, I see you're young and strong enough. I have a job for you. Are you in? Find out what's up. You try to find out what it is he wants you to do. You seem to be asking the right questions. The local complain about strange sounds coming from a cave nearby. I was hired to figure out what it is that's making the noise, but it's dangerous to go alone. But how can I help where I need a weapon? How can I help? Going together will be safer. Who knows what might happen there? Let's see. The mercenary takes out the bag. You can choose a sword and shield or a lute. Choose a lute, sword and shield. Great choice if you know how to use it. You move out of the inn and walk through the forest. Soon you pass by a cave. Go inside or discuss the plan. You agree that you will go first with your shield at the ready, and it is not in vain. When you enter, a fireball flies into you. Your sword and shield melt into the heat of the fireball. You threw them away. Run inside. You run inside. Before you stands a sorcerer, whispering a new spell. Fortunately, your partner stuns him immediately. There is an alchemy table and a map of the village in the cave. It appears The sorcerer was looking for something in your neighborhood. I could search the cave or go get a reward. Let's get the reward. You decide not to search for anything but rather inform the villagers that their problem has been solved. The villagers are delighted to have caught the sorcerer. They genuinely reward the mercenary. Wouldn't it be time to find out his name? Announce that this is your merit or ask the mercenary for your share. Mysterious mushroom. The mercenary gives you an outlandish mushroom and says it is your reward. On this, you end the partnership. You are called to build a church. I can climb to the roof or help the blacksmith. Climb to the roof. It starts to rain and causes you to slip and fall. It is you again. Wow. Hmm. Let's. I wonder if we could skip ahead instead. Then again, I won't have the mushroom if I were to skip ahead. Let's try that. So if I were to start as the blacksmith. Oh, I don't have the mushroom. Peasant. Can we begin as a peasant? Oh. You know what? I think I'm good. I did one path. Maybe I'll save this for another day. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. Oh, I clicked on something. It led me to their official website. Okay. Alright then. Yeah, I'm good. I got one ending. Maybe there's other stuff. Alright then. Kind of a short stream today. But, yeah, I'm fine. This was, um, this was just something that you know, wanted to play on such short notice. I hope I can get a new controller soon. I'm gonna try and either get somebody to repair this stuck A button or get a new one locally or order one. So I don't know. I think I won't be back until further notice, or maybe I can find something else to do on my Switch until further notice. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do. Yeah, I was originally going to do something else, but it wasn't in the cards. This controller served me pretty well for a good long time until the A button misinputs started to happen. Oh well. Well, I'm gonna get on out of here, everybody. Um, I'm going to find a raid target. Feel free to come along if you want. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna find somebody to go out to. Hmm. All right then. Um. Oh, maybe. Hmm. Maybe we can go out to this guy. Let's see what they're up to first. Hmm. Oh, sorry. I don't have my own Discord. I can't be damned to manage my own Discord. I just stream whenever I stream. I hang out in other Discords, like, just to post in the self promo channels. I can't be damned to make my own Discord, and I don't have a bot. I prefer not to have any bots for the time being. I rather do everything self hand, self like by myself or whatever. So, yeah, I operate differently compared to everybody else. But all right, I'll send you off to someone nice, maybe. But yeah, you can feel free to come along and then dip somewhere else. Um, gonna raid on out to you know what? Actually, this is fine, maybe. Oh, I'm a little conflicted on who I want to send you all to. Eh, never mind. I guess I'll send you off elsewhere. All right. Um, we're gonna head on out to Muta Warrior. He's currently playing some Famicom Disk System games, exclusives, and FDS versions of NES games. He's currently playing Doki Doki Panic. Yes, that Doki Doki Panic. Literal Doki Doki Panic. That is indeed what he is playing. All right, so before I head on out, um, I have a couple of people to thank. Um, hopefully you like this game I played too, but I'll still thank you. Um, I'd like to thank Altox, Deus, Atakash, Chuckman, Retro Lionheart, and the Grotto One. Congratulations, you've all made it. Yep. Um, anybody else out there? Thanks for lurking. I appreciate you. I'll try to come back with something a little bit better. This was just um this was just one of those spur of the moment type of things. So yeah. All right. Um I need music. Yeah. Hold on. I know just what I want. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. All right. Here goes. Thank you all for watching and remember to go in peace. Um I'll try and come back with something until further notice.